We're going to have a lot of discussion tonight. And Carmela's on now. Good. Um, but we definitely want to talk about setting up goals for a successful AMBUC year. And of course, that can look like a lot of different things. I think everybody on there knows we officers, our execs are going to talk tonight. And then, of course, if there are questions that Jessica needs to answer or Adam, they're both here on the call. We will, you know, want everybody to participate. I'm sure you all have questions about setting up your year. We're excited about that. We're glad you're here. Um, Donna H., wave your hand. I'm sure everybody knows who you are. Immediate past president. And then Gordon Shaw, wave your hand. There you good. Oh, he's got the queen. We've been practicing with him for this, learning the queen wife for, like the next year. He is our president-elect, and I'm Donna Carlton-Vish, your current national president. So welcome, welcome. We're glad you're all here and taking this lovely hour to interact with us. Tonight, I'll be discussing president's goals and membership. Donna Hinchton is going to do fundraising, and Gordon will do the impact on community service. I'm sure he'll share some insights with you about how he's not going to share insights. Okay. He's not going to talk. He will talk, trust me. Um, so I'll just delve right into it. As president, you are the person who is going to set the tone for the year. So I remember being a president of our chapter. It was so exciting for me. And I had sat down and made some goals. I didn't really even know how to do any of those things, but I just decided that was a good thing to do. What do we want to do this year? Where do we want to go? And then I called a board meeting. I invited the current board and the incoming board. That's a great idea. We do that with National. We're going to have some meetings here in a couple weeks and start this process with our national board. But get them all involved. Remind the outgoing members that they're there to also train and assist those incoming board members. We want them to feel comfortable in their job. Um, for me, the way we have our website set up now, there are a couple documents that I feel are just the most precious and absolutely important, and they're good checklist type documents. One of is the membership hub chapter scorecard activity guide. It is found in the hub under the hub resource. It's resources and then hub. And it's really, really good. It lists all the points. Donna Hinchton, I do believe, is the author of that way back 2 or 3 years ago. That was history. When the hub was being developed, we were like, oh my goodness, there's so much information, it's everywhere. This consolidates it. It also gives you points, but if you don't want to, if you're not so concerned about the points, it will guide you to do successful things. The other really, really great guide is a planning calendar. Um, and that is a month to month guide to help you know when the deadlines are for all of your chapter input. It is found in the hub under chapter education. We have expanded and developed our headings under the hub a little bit more to hopefully make it a little more clear. Like there's an entire governance one, and there's chapter education. There's so many different ones, and everything under each of those pertains to that subject. As new officers or even members, go in and read the website. It's incredible. I've been preaching that when I go to the region conferences. It's great. A year or so ago, Adam managed to get that done, and he just keeps working on it and tweaking it to make it better and better and better. And when it comes to the hub, Matt Trainer is one of the authors for it. He does a lot of input with it, so he's a good resource for questions about that. I Back in the day, we had a planning calendar and things like that. I printed these things out for my board. It's not a bad idea. It just depends on the type of board you have. Maybe they're kind of people that like to use the internet and look at everything online. That's great. Just let them know where it is. Some routine type goals for the president might be, you don't have to do all of these, but there's a couple that are extremely important. So you're going to want to make sure that your officers have been trained not only maybe at the region level, but for your specific chapter. Everybody does things a little differently, and that's really important. So go over with your officers and your board. Hey, this is how we do it here and wherever you live. Make sure you have that monthly board meeting, even if it's online or with Zoom, with an agenda. Even if it's short, you can just say, this is what we need to look at for this month. This will help us make our goals, so on and so forth. Be sure that you review your national bylaws and policies so that you're complying with that. And also, you have chapter bylaws and policies. Some chapters haven't really developed their policies much. We have a brand new chapter policy document out there, so you might want to take a look at it. Maybe it'll work for you. Maybe you need to alter it and put the things in that are important for your chapter. Another little thing might be to review Robert's Rules of Order. And then committees. There's two more things I want to touch on, and that's committees assignments. This is really important. Make sure you have a chair for your committee and let that chairman engage and maybe actually reach out and get their own members, but make sure that everybody in your chapter is on a committee. Like I said, engage and empower these committees and the chairs. Growing membership. Growing membership's really important. It's helps us become highly successful. So you might want to set a membership goal. Does your chapter want to blue chip? That's kind of a nice goal. How are you going to do it? Set up a committee to figure all of this out. There is a lot of information on the internet about that on our website. And if you have questions, you have several resources, people here who have done a lot of committee work. They're quite willing. For membership, you might want to use your big hat, but maybe you don't have a big hat chapter yet. Maybe you're brand new. So find someone that is passionate about growing your chapter. Make them the chair. They'll come along with some ideas that committee will get together. What resources are in our community that will help us do this? I always say invite your friends, your relatives, and all those people that are in the elevator with you, because you're stuck together for a little while. Those are kind of some overviews, very quick, about different goals to set for yourself. I think when we come back around to this and you have questions, you can refer to some of these things. And I'm going to pass it on to Donna Hinchton for her part of the program.
Good job, Donna.
Thank you.
My part is about fundraising and goals. So every fundraiser campaign needs specific SMART goals. There's different things that you can look at when you measure the success of your fundraiser. Most nonprofits typically choose a combination of the following metrics, like how much money did we raise? Did we acquire new donors or new major donors? Or did we have so many fundraisers, X amount of fundraisers? When you're setting your goals, no matter what it is, I always was told there's three things that I was told two, and my daughter told me a different one. Different levels. You should have, she says, three levels of goals. One being attainable. Look at your past history of your fundraiser. If you have that, if you're a new chapter, you might ask other chapters, or maybe that's your first thing. Just set a goal of how much money you're going to make. Ask your members how much they think that they can raise depending on what kind of fundraiser you're going to have. You might ask other nonprofits that have done something similar how much they made during their event and kind of set an attainable goal for that. That doesn't mean I already know I have $20,000 going to be donated, so I'm going to set my goal at 20,000. You need to at least do 25, 30. Set something attainable so you can celebrate your success when you make that. Your second goal should be a goal that's going to be a stretch out of your comfort zone a little bit, especially if you've done this event several years, always done the same thing. And maybe it's not just money. Maybe it's getting more volunteers to help you with that fundraiser, but stretch a goal, make a stretch goal, something that's going to be a little bit more than what you did before. Maybe it's new sponsors, more donations, something that's going to challenge your members to work a little harder. And then my daughter, who does fundraising for OSU, said, Mom, you got to have a dream goal too. And I go, oh, okay. She goes, think about what you would do if you got X amount of money. What if your chapter was given $75,000? Hey, I have a chapter, my chapter did out of the blue. Somebody died. What would we do with that? So think about that. Maybe your goal is if you hit $50,000 with your, golf tournament, you're going to buy 50 Amtrikes or sponsor 4 miracle teams this year instead of one. Sponsor national conference by William White. So have a dream goal too, because some of your chapter members may go, oh man, yeah, that would be cool. Let's make more money. And it might not, you probably won't meet that dream goal. So it's too easy, but something to strive for. So, um, some of the other things that I made notes of when I was thinking about fundraising goals is other other successes for your chapter can come about during your fundraiser. Think about brand awareness when you're planning a fundraiser, because the more you get your name out even beforehand, when you start publicizing your fundraiser, they're going to go, oh, Ambucks, I know what they do. Yeah, let me write that check. But if you send a letter saying, hey, we're having this dinner, would you buy 2 tickets? And they have no idea who you are, it's going to go in the pile. So think about fundraising, making sure everybody in your community knows who Ambucks are. Spread the word about it. If you've had an event before, recurring events, try to find new donors out there. That's a good way to meet a bigger goal. I'm working on a fundraiser now, and I have a list of who's donated before. I got on the chamber directory today and started pulling business names and contacts, and I'm going to reach out to them this year because before, the person that did it last year just contacted the people. And if you do the same thing every year, expect the same outcome. You're not going to get any new outcomes. You got to do something different. Set a goal, maybe whatever your average donation is. If you send a letter, a lot of people do a letter writing or Giving Tuesday, different things in social media, and they'll have levels like, donate $100, and I'm just making things up. Donate $100 and you'll sponsor a child at the Miracle League. Well, next year, let's bump that up. Do $110, because $10 more is not going to hurt them, but $10 times 100 people is going to help you raise more money. So, set a goal too of how many donations you're going to get or what level. There's all kinds of different goals that you can set that will help you raise your money more or get more recognition. The other goal that you might think about is boosting your email conversion rate or your vision, your visibility. If you've always just sent a letter out to people, how about get on email and send email blasts and keep track of how many people are sharing that, who they're sharing that with, and the conversations that are going on about your event. Make sure you use different kinds of social medias out there. And when you're doing letter writing or emails, make your subject lines something that's going to grab their attention too. Just don't say, hey, give us $100. Go, something amazing. Hey, sponsor a kid that's never played baseball. Imagine Joe getting to run to first base. So that's just some of my things. Share storylines, success of things that your chapter is doing. And once again, if you're a new chapter and you don't have those stories, Just like I say about, you're telling your story. If you don't have one, steal somebody else's. On Facebook, you can find other chapters that have had amazing success stories and share those stories until you make your own stories. There you go.
Very good, Donna. And next we'll have Gordon Shaw. I think he's ready. We're going to talk about community service.
Yes, I am ready. And I just want to give you a little backstory. 5 years ago, our chapter was down to 19 members, and about 5 or 6 of them actually showed up at meetings. They were the same ones that did everything. And I'm just going to hold up some papers. We have a board meeting on Wednesday. That's 9 new members for our chapter. It'll give us almost 30 new members for the year. So we've gone from 19, we'll be up to 84 after I put in these new members. I say this because one thing happened. We took a deep dive into what we were doing. Our chapter had been around for 38 years at the time. We had never had a repeat president. So we had a first-time president every year for 38 straight years. We got about 5 of us sat down. Actually, it was sitting in a bar. And the first thing that we did was, what went wrong? Or why are we where we are now? And I made a statement, we lost our way. And what I meant by that is we were not setting goals, we were not setting objectives. It was we'd go to the meeting with the same 4 or 5 or 6 people, and we'd sit there and go, oh, let's think about building a ramp. Well, thinking about building a ramp isn't doing a ramp. Well, maybe this year, maybe we should do an Amtrak. Well, thinking about it and saying maybe we're going to give an Amtrak is not a goal. That's just talk. 5 years, our chapter has come a long way. It's been Superior for 5 straight years now. It's Blue Chip for 5 straight years. Probably in that 5-year period, we're probably closing in, I'm guessing, pretty close to 100 Amtraks, 25 or 30 ramps. One of the things that we do all the time, we are very consistent with it. Every quarter, we do an orientation. Some people would say, well, what's that got to do with community service? It has everything to do with it because it sets the table for everything else. We let the new members know who we are, what we're about, that we're a service organization that was created 103 years ago, that was built on service and leadership. And then we go into talking about our community service goals. And my theme for next year is service. So it's basically a year of service. I wish DCV's Donna's slide that she has in one of her presentations was up, because it has a graph of fundraiser, visibility, events, just a lot of different topic or different items. And off to the left of the screen, there are 2 words, and 2 words are community service. You take every one of those things and it falls into community service. Now, for community service, if you're a small chapter or a big chapter, a small chapter or a new chapter, don't go out there and think that you're going to conquer the world. Start small. Start with something visibility related. If you have another AMBUCS chapter near you, some are not fortunate enough to have another chapter within a couple of 100 miles, but here in Lawton we had. Um, but think about what you can do with what you have. Don't try. I heard the um, just set goals that you can achieve, and I heard the word attainable. I've always said goals should be achievable. Don't go out there and think that you can do a 50, 60, $70,000 project when realistically you're probably not capable of it because you don't have enough people. Start small with your projects. Some of the projects, some of the very easy community service projects we've done, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, is you take your Target and your Walmart bags and you collect them up in a box and you take them down to the local food bank because they can always use bags during those Christmas. Terribly easy project. It's community service. Um, you can, if you got a couple of extra Amtrakes and you have a city fair or a city event, take an Amtrak, set up a table, get a hold of ARC, have them mail you some flyers, or you can print them out yourself, one or the other, and set up a table and talk about AMBUCs. Uh, People will come by the table, especially if you have an Amtrak there, and they'll say, "What is this thing? What does it do? How does it help people? How much does it cost?" Well, they're obviously showing an interest, so you can grab their heart, grab their attention by talking about what that what a therapeutic tricycle does for our recipients. Um, Visibility. Be visible in your community. It is community service being visible. Um, Anytime you can do a demonstration or you can do what we have Amtrak races around here, although we're not supposed to say Amtrak races. We have different Amtrak events. Maybe better term is calling them Amtrak rodeos and demonstrations on what an Amtrak is. Um, Invite people to your meetings. Again, today we had 40 people at our meetings or our chapter meeting. Um, about 35 of them were members. The other 5 were guests. Invite them to a meeting, feed them lunch, feed them dinner, whatever type of meeting you have. Talk about AMBUCs, have a program. Um, Obviously, part of community service when you're talking about Amtrakes and ramps, you have to do what Donna talked about. You need funds. Building ramps, building Amtrakes is not free. So you have to think about your fundraisers that you're going to do. Start small. It's okay. And then build up into something bigger in years uh, in the coming years, and it'll be okay. Um, Mentorship. If you're a new chapter, uh, mentors are important. And we're working at National on a couple of things that will probably help with something like that. If you have a problem in the area of community service, we can probably find a person that is really, or a chapter that's really good at community service, marry you guys up together, and maybe you can even do a project together, and that helps. Um, if you're a brand new chapter, lean on your spark plug. They spark plugged you. They just don't get credit for starting a new chapter. They need to be there to help you. And it's not start the chapter. Okay, good. You're it. Tag, you're it. You're a new chapter. They need to be available and accessible to you. Okay. Um, community service can be anything that you want it to be, as long as you're visible, you're doing something Ambucks related. Um, it can just about be anything in the world. And again, I would just say keep it simple to start, then build upon it. Our chapter, in my personal opinion, is we do too many communities or too many fundraisers. We have about 5 or 6 different fundraisers right now, and that's almost too many. But our chapter and the 2 other Lawton chapters are very, very involved in the community. There's very, very rarely a weekend that doesn't go by that one of us is doing something in the community, and probably realistically all 3 chapters are. And I think I'm going to turn it back over to Donna, and then I think probably the best thing is open it up to question and answers and talk through what issues you guys are having, and just know that uh, the region directors, there's 2 or 3 region directors on here, the executive staff, the ARC staff, and other chapter members that are on here and chapters are here for you. So Donna.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, both Donna H. and Gordon. Those were very well done. Lots of information here. Now it is your turn to get to ask us questions, and I'll reiterate what Gordon said. We are all here for you. We want everybody to be successful. We want every chapter to have at least one win this year. And just as a side note, there were 45 people at Gordon's meeting the other day when I was there, and I think there were 10 brand new Ambucks there. And you talk about people that are on fire and ready to do things. That's where you get them. You get them on that committee, and bam, they're going to do great works for you. And that's why they can have so many fundraisers, and they need to have all of that to keep everyone busy. So if you could put your hand up, because that way we can kind of call on people one at a time. Okay, Carolyn.
Hi, I'm Carlin.
Carlin.
That's okay. Everybody does it. It's okay. Gordon, I'm from Lawton, but I live in New Mexico now.
Oh.
And Sarah and Liz, we're all 3 of us. We're part of the Greater New Mexico Ambucks chapter. We're a baby, brand new little chapter just getting started. So I'm just excited to hear.
For 20 minutes. 20 minutes, starting now.
So I was really excited to hear about all the success you're having in Lawton. We're hoping people out here have no idea what Ambucks is. Whereas in Oklahoma, where I'm from, it's just like saying Kiwanis Club, or, everyone just knows. So here we're really needing to start with like our campaigns to be more visible. Because I just out of curiosity asked some of my coworkers, like, what is Ambucks? Somebody thought it was a food. Somebody thought it was like a car. I got a variety of answers. So I know that Sarah, Liz, and we are super motivated to get some visibility and get people, get help.
Great.
Well, I was going to say, well,
go ahead, Gordon.
I'm happy to hear that you're from Lawton, but now living in New Mexico. I was there for the installation, the chapter installation of your chapter. And you guys can do some big things. Lubbock, Monterey, when I talk about spark plug, Lubbock, Monterey is your spark plug. And you can reach out to them. They should be accessible to help you. If not, we're certainly more than willing to help. I think Sarah and I can't remember the other lady's name. I think they both have my card. So grab it from them. You could shoot me an email, or Sarah can, with any ideas that you guys have, or Donna and Donna, and we'll talk you through it, and probably we can help you get out into the greater New Mexico community, because I know you guys are covering the entire state of New Mexico.
Yeah, and we're pretty rural and we're really spread out. Like Sarah, the president, and I, for her to get to me, it's like 5 hour drive. So big.
Yeah, I knew it was a huge distance. So, it kind of looks like you might have to do some visibility and community service in your area, and then Sarah can do it. And is Liz in your chapter as well? Am I?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I thought. So it just gives you more opportunities to be out there in the communities with two different communities. Um, and then you come together for a meeting and discuss what you've done. You're going to have a reflection of two different types of communities. But like Gordon said, we are all there for you. I was able to meet with Sarah as I was doing this long driving trek through New Mexico. And so we've gotten to know a little bit about your chapter, and we are very, very happy and proud of all the things, the steps that you're taking. We want to make sure, and definitely get a hold of Lubbock Monterey. They will help you, and if they can't, we will. So, does that help you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Is there another question? Don't be shy.
Hey, Donna, can I just add one little thing for
Sure.
Carlin? Because fundraising is going to be a challenge for them since they're different.
Mhm.
You might look at Giving Tuesday campaigns online and asking people to share that, checking your different communities, because some of them will do something within the community and give to, after they collect, they'll give so much different organizations. And some of the easy things to do, when my chapter was pretty young, there's a lot of restaurants out there that will have specific nights that they'll fundraise for you. You may have to do it in two different cities, wherever most of you are. And they'll do a night where 10% of their income will be donated back to you. And they'll do, a lot of times they'll make clip art for you and you can share that online, different Facebook. We've had, I can't remember which chapter it is, one of the maybe North Dakota or one of those chapters that have had things online that we could even, I live in Oklahoma too, that we could participate in just to help them get money. So look at some different out of the box type things, but start off small and start getting some money for you.
I would suggest, though, you have to get to a degree of visibility. And one of the ways, if you're in a community, is to the Chamber of Commerce and find out what they're doing to promote business, because a lot of them have nonprofit members in addition to for-profit members. And you can have conversations and get involved, even if it's a small community. You're all in the same boat. And I think that's a place where you can be comfortable. You're not asking for money. You can talk about your story. Very often they have organized programs where you hand out business cards or whatever, and you have an opportunity to tell your story. And I think the more places you can tell your story, who you are, the better off you're going to be, because it's very hard to go and ask for money right up front. They got to feel like I get to know you a little bit before they're going to open their wallet, unless they have a connection to AMBUCS. Another place is if there's a university nearby, talk to them about scholarship program that the AMBUCS has, so that you're able to reach out to another type of entity that may be a real good resource connection for you and connect you potentially to people that need help with adaptable bikes, but you're connecting with a therapist community in that situation, which obviously you will really want to be doing. So it seems to me you want to be, at least if it's available, looking at those kinds of things where people will want to hear your story.
Thank you. Yeah, we're actually pretty fortunate that we have not only a regular Chamber of Commerce in the town that I'm in, but we also have a Hispano Chamber of Commerce. I went to one of their events for Cinco de Mayo recently, and so they were on my list. And then I didn't think of the university. We have a private university here, University of the Southwest, but we also have a junior college in this town. So that would probably be, I'm writing all this down.
Yeah, and one of the other things that at your chapter installation, you had a pretty powerful person in your community at that installation. He was named the mayor.
Yeah,
Well,
yep.
yeah, that
Um,
was the mayor of one of the towns where I'm at. One of my close friends is the mayor of the town that I work in. So I want to make connections with her. And then I recruited a member into the chapter who's from Oklahoma also. And she's the only, I'm a physical therapist assistant. She's the only level C DMI certified physical therapist. Sarah, that'll mean something to you in this entire county and probably in like within a few 100-mile radius. So she's also really motivated. She works at the hospital, and I have connections with people who know the CEO of that hospital. So I'm wanting to kind of like slowly start shaking hands and rubbing elbows with some of those people if possible.
Some of the other things you can do is to reach out to the other organizations like Kiwanis, Lions, those types of entities, Rotary, and be a speaker for them one day. We have found a lot of times those organizations will write a check for a donation to AMBUCS because they are out there helping communities, and we are out there with a project, and they'll oftentimes do something like that, and that also, along with the Chamber of Commerce, gets your name out there a little bit more. Great visibility.
Yep, and when you
When do you
talk
want to watch?
when you talk about the Rotary and Kiwanis and stuff like that, if
Huh?
they have a project going on, see if you guys can share with them or take part with them, and that will help get your name out there. It'll be community service also for you guys because you took part with another service organization, and you're becoming more and more visible by doing that.
Works both ways. Yep.
Yep.
And if you ever need a road trip or somebody that we need to take a road trip, there's at least a couple of us that was willing to drive across the state of Texas or across the state of Oklahoma and down into New Mexico to get to you.
Yeah, make sure everybody, not just Carlin, but all of the chapters, make sure that you guys are wearing AMBUC shirts or AMBUC logo wear, because you'd be surprised people will see that AMBUC and yeah, right. We all have it on right now. Mine's here someplace.
Alan's got his on now. I took my jacket off and had it on. Yeah.
Yeah. Where were we recently? Oh my gosh. We were a regional conference, and they were having a letter carriers training or conference or something going on, and I think all of us got asked from different people what's AMBUCS, and it's just a conversation starter because people don't unfortunately know what AMBUCS is. Even when you go to your chamber events, because I'm a chamber member, I wear my AMBUC name tag, so it starts conversation, and it's a little easy visibility. You don't have to put a lot of money into logo wear. You can take shirts that you have already. If you can't find it in the resources, Adam can send you the national logo, and you can take that to a print shop or an embroidery place, and they'll be able to download that into their software and add your chapter name on there for you. And it's usually pretty cheap. I think I pay like $7 for ours to be embroidered on shirts.
Excellent. Any other questions out there? I'm glad to have New Mexico here.
Yeah.
Alan has
also
his hand up.
Alan, wonder if he would want to talk, because he needs to show us this beautiful design on his shirt. By the way, Alan, I did get home for 5 minutes and I found my package, and I literally turned around and said, I've got to send you a thank you, but now I can tell you in person, kind of.
Very much.
So go ahead.
Very, very welcome.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm Alan. I'm with Wine Country Trikes. We have a brand new office. Woohoo.
Woo.
Downstairs. Oh, no more stairs. So wonderful. Yeah, we have our new shirts. We've got good logo designs. We got our sponsors that.
Yay.
Yay. So we've been reaching out lately, and I wanted to tell about a story that happened just last week or the week before. I was driving around and I had some sponsor packets. We have totes and we have a little literature and stuff with it and pads with a tear away for our pasta event. And I don't know why, but I was going through this shopping mall that I've been through all the time, and it's something that told me stop and go into the Army office. Well, actually, it's this old building. They did Army, Navy, Marines, all the recruitments in one giant old Bradley video. And I knocked on the one door, nobody answered. Knocked on the other door, nobody answers. And finally, the Marine officer came out, and we talked. And he said, "Well, let us know what you need and volunteers. We're here to serve." That's it. I said, "What?" He said, "Whatever you need, we're here to serve." He kept repeating that one phrase. I said, "Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah, let me know." Then he said, "There's this guy who emails us every day, 3, 4 times a day, about different veterans and local nonprofits. And here's his information and give him a call." And within an hour, I got an email back in that he put us on the agenda for the American Legion to find out what they can do. And so they're gonna, but just randomly walking into the recruitment office, they're here to serve. And that's all he needed to say. And that's all he would say. Just let us know. So, they're a good resource. If you have a local recruitment or station or uh, fort in your area, give them a call. The, and it never even occurred to me to do that.
Yeah.
And then it did. So we got some good results, and just by taking the chance of asking, "Hey, what's going on?" And, "Hi, this is who we are." And I gave them the pitch, and it's hard for people to grasp at the moment that we're doing this for free. They're always kind of looking for the catch, and I'm keep trying to tell them, this is our end. This is not, if you have the means by all source, but of course, please pay for it. But we are here to raise for nonprofits. So it's just finding a good balance of people that really understand what's going on and just taking random chances and asking people you really never thought of before. So I have a
Absolutely.
feeling if you walk into your Marine office anywhere near you, you'll get the same exact line probably. So there you go.
And in the same line with that, if you have a local VFW, it's a great place to do an Amtrak display and give them a presentation. Sarah, you're a therapist, if I remember correctly. It's a golden opportunity to talk to VFW members about the Amtrak program, and you'll be surprised that you'll probably get some Amtrak requests. In Lawton, we also have a VA home here. Mount Metro probably serves it a lot more than the other two chapters in Lawton, but periodically we're all there. But if you have a local VFW or a veterans home, it's a golden opportunity, and you need to jump on it to get in line with them.
Yeah.
American Legions are really good about service and support, at least with a couple local AMBUCS chapters in Illinois. Jessica, would you want to share, since we have 2 new chapters here, they might not know about the Vet Trike program this year, even though it's been in our newsletters and so on. But if you don't really understand, perhaps you could explain how it works, because it almost sounds too true to be real.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
So the deadline for this national grant that she's talking about is May 20. Is it 28th or 31st?
28th.
28th. So just in time for the Memorial Day weekend. So this is an exciting opportunity to help veterans or position your chapter to better help veterans. So you have the opportunity to request funding for either a trike to give to a vet or a trike for a prospective future veteran that's not yet been identified, or you can request a trike for evaluation equipment that can be used maybe at a VA hospital system to evaluate veterans for trikes. So that grant application, I know it's featured as an announcement in the hub. It's probably still on our social media pages, and I'm sure as that deadline gets closer, we will really start to push that. But I would say go ahead and fill it out, especially if your chapter is interested in the vet program, or maybe you're just scratching the surface and thinking that it would be a good opportunity for you. We cover the cost of everything as long as it's a necessary accessory. In the past, we used to ask for you to cover the cost of shipping. That is not the case this year. We cover the entire cost of the trike. So get those grant applications in, please.
Jessica, you might share what models that covers, since they're kind of new.
Yeah, so a lot of times with our veteran recipients, we see them get the recumbents. So the JT 2000, 2300 tadpole, that's not set in stone. Sometimes they might need equipment that offers additional support accessories. So you might be looking at a Paceline 20. You could also potentially see 1420 XL in that fleet. And then we have hand cyclists. So some shorter riders might be able to do a 1020, and then taller a 1024 hand trike.
So it covers a lot of our Amtrak. So don't be afraid,
Yes.
just ask. And using it as a tool, having a tool like that to show people, if you have even your American Legion or your VFW and so on and so forth, like Gordon was talking about, it really sells what we have. And if you have veteran opportunities where I know we have some giveaways in Danville, Illinois, and where all of the services come together, and all the veteran services, and we set up one of our adult Amtrikes. Oftentimes we give one away, and it's great visibility. A lot of veterans come in for that. They play golf and all of these things, and then they look at our display, and it's a win-win-win, because there are people that need our product and we don't have ways to reach every one of them. This is a way to reach more people. But even if you just have one and you're going to VFW or American Legion or some of the others around, even the recruitment offices, you never know. As Alan said, you just have to ask.
Yeah, and since I've been given the floor, I was typing a pretty lengthy message to the New Mexico group. Judd made me think about the scholarship program and the power behind utilizing those students and the visibility behind it, potential volunteers, potential fundraisers, because even students will get behind a passion project like providing Amtraks for their target population. New Mexico is in a very fortunate position because we once upon a time, many moons ago, had the Hobbs, New Mexico chapter. And unfortunately, that group just got a little too old to maintain the chapter to keep it going, but they had a ton of money at their disposal. So when they folded, they invested that money into our permanent fund for scholarship dollars. And every year we award about $11,000 to students. Their priority was that it would go to students in New Mexico, and then outside of that, states that border New Mexico. So even knowing that we have that as an opportunity at National AMBUCS, that could be kind of that carrot that gets you into the door to talk to some of these universities and to engage their students, because, and unfortunately deadlines have passed for this year, but we are going to give $11,000 away, and preferably it's going to go to New Mexico students, and you could use that as an opportunity to talk about AMBUCS.
Excellent. Good points. Yes, we have some a lot of things that could go on in the New Mexico area because of all of that. So I'm sure that you will be in touch with Jessica and she'll help guide you through that part.
Yes, please.
In
I have a background in writing, so I'm okay with grant writing if I have to.
I do have a question. What chapters are Donna and Alan from?
Oh, Alan, you want to go first?
Sure. So we're Wine Country Trikes in Northern California, Santa Rosa specifically. And our closest ones from us are, I think, San Jose and Sacramento, which are hundreds of miles away. So we get to cover Marin, Sonoma, Napa, Mendocino, and Lake counties, which is basically everything north of Golden Gate Bridge. So yeah, we're really excited. We've got a lot of things going on.
Okay.
And when did you guys charter? Because you're not very old. I got to visit them. It's a very great visit. August of last year.
Yeah, it was
24.
fun. It was amazing. Yes. So I mean, that's coming up on 1 year really faster than we think. So yeah, it's great.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you talking about me, Gordon?
No, Donna Whitcomb.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. What chapter are you from?
You must forget that we had drinks together before, but I'm with Kazoo Valley.
Okay.
I think he owes you a drink now, Donna.
Yeah. He's in trouble, isn't he, Donna?
Well, you look familiar. I just couldn't place the location.
Well, see, but I used to have hair like Donna Higton. Now I have hair like this, so you wouldn't recognize me because I cut my hair all off.
Sorry.
She's been in almost every Donna Randy photo.
Yeah.
Especially at National. That's okay. We did change our look, you know.
Yeah, look at that. You can't even see the color of my hair tonight.
I do have a story about partnering with another organization. I belong to a local Eagles club here.
That helped.
And they have this thing every year called the Charity Jam. And we would work there and they'd give us $260. Big deal. Couldn't do much with it. So some new people came in on their board there and they decided that they were going to do a fundraiser once a month over the winter time for one of the charities that they support in this charity jam. So we got to be the recipient of, and you'll see it it's in the national magazine that just came out, in the spring magazine. They had a chili cook-off, and all the proceeds from the door and from 50/50 raffles went to us. And then they wanted to raise $1,500 and they started challenging everybody. And the amount from the event was actually about $1,600. And then they had a donation bucket throughout the month of January. We were their charity of the month. And so, I mean, we have a VFW here. We have a Legion here. It probably would behoove us to reach out to both of those because we've had success with the Eagles. Our thought is, hold on, the dog's behind me barfing. Are you all right? Don't be barfing on my carpet. There is another Eagles club in a just a little bit south of here in another town, and we had a thought about approaching them about challenging against the Portage Eagles, you know what I mean? Set up a little set up a little contest between them. So that's one of the things we're going to probably work on this year. And probably this needs to stay in this room, but we're also having discussion to merge with the Kalamazoo Club. So they've lost a lot of people. We've lost a lot of people. and they do the things that they have that are beneficial are they concentrate on scholarship. We concentrate on fundraising and Amtrak. So it just seems like because we're both right here in the same town, and we could do a better job if we merged in. We don't have a plan yet. We're just rolling things around in our head. So that's why I say just don't say anything to anybody yet, because it doesn't, it may never come to fruition. But the good thing is that together we would be, in my opinion, more powerful. So keep a lookout.
Thank you, Donna.
Keep a lookout for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So another thing I thought about in planning for your chapter year is the power of attending conferences or just opportunities like this. So I applaud all of you for taking some time out of your evening to join. That just shows real effort, and we appreciate you for it. I think we had some really great region conferences. I thought everybody did a phenomenal job. And so that's always going to be an affordable way to be able to have fun and fellowship with one another. I think some of our greatest learning opportunities are from other AMBUCs. And of course, we'd love to see you at National Conference. That's July 23rd through the 26th in Des Moines, Iowa. Some of those new chapters, you've got some potential perks as a new chapter to get free conference registration for either chartering chapter president or designee. Your spark plug is able to get a free registration, and that's good for you guys up to 5 years. So if there's a conference that's a little bit closer to you later on down the road that you'd rather attend, of course, that opportunity is still available. But for everyone else, we've got a really fun week planned, and we'd love to see you there.
We have some great speakers lined up from different avenues of what we do, different topics. I think if you read the newsletter, you'll see focus on each of those, and it's just very exciting. And as Jessica said, we learned so much. I mean, Gordon and Donna H. and I, and of course Jessica and Adam, we've been to many, 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 and there's other people, Terry. So when we've been to many, many conferences, and we just keep going because we learn so much. We're re-energized. We see all kinds of different ways to do things. New chapters will come in and say, well, we tried this, and we're like, wow, maybe that would work in our area. So it's not just us or groups of like us teaching and always, in charge, but it's that late, afternoon hospitality suite. Hey, let's get into the nitty gritty of this. And you have these smaller group conversations, and great things come from these. So think about attending our national conference.
I love to attend conferences. I have to say, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've always got a conflict. Like Judd, my friend Judd on here, who scheduled our regional conference before we got home from Florida for the winter. And he said, done it, and I see the date is again next year. It'll be before we ever get home.
Well, maybe you need to come home a little earlier. The weather wasn't bad at all.
Tell that to my husband.
Oh, well, I could tell it, but he might not listen.
He would not.
Yeah. So it's about 7:30. Is there anything else pressing that people want to know about real quickly? We could do 5 more minutes or so.
I got to go take the dog out.
Okay. Bye, Donna.
Set your carpet. Bye, Donna.
Bye-bye.
So I feel like there's been a lot of great interaction. If you have more questions or think of things, don't hesitate to email any of us. We'll answer you. Also talk, like the newer chapters, we have the spark plug of Lubbock, Monterey. Alan, I'm there for you. Gordon is technically your region director, and he has a lot of great answers. So you can also reach out to him. I will tell you, Wine Country has a lot of fun stuff planned. They're really, really going great guns. I think maybe they should put their t-shirts out on the web to sell because the design is really beautiful. It reflects their area, has an Amtrak right in the center, and says Ambucks, and it hits all the buttons that we talk about.
And they are on sale right now for $20 on our website.
Goodness. There you go. On their website.
Thank you very much.
What's your website?
They're very wonderful. It's easier to go to pastaforpurpose.org with a 4 or winecountrytrikes.org, which it's easier to do pasta for purpose. So I just send them there. It automatically throws them over to the website. So yeah, we have a great pasta dinner coming up on June 6th, all you can eat pasta event. And it's coming up fast. But we've got a lot of great sponsors that just came on and they wanted to. Oh, so that's the other thing I was going to say. We started our Facebook ad this morning to run for the 3 weeks up to the event. And we put out there a sponsor 2 packets. And for the 250 packet, they got to be on our Facebook ad, which went out to is going up to thousands and thousands of people every day. So just for just a little bit of money, they all got on and we put their logo on and we co-branded it with 4, even though we've got like 30 sponsors now, these specifically jumped on just to be part of this ad. So they were very thankful that in a very short period of time, just a lot of people stepped up locally that will say, yeah, we can do this. This is manageable. It's a good opportunity to get our brand out. So we're really excited about how many people jumped on for that. So, and hopefully we'll get some tickets sold from it. But we've tried Facebook ads before, and we've gotten enough results from them that say this will be good for our event.
Using Facebook or social media has been really, really successful for a lot of chapters. So, New Mexico, you might want to think about, some things that direction. If you can do fundraisers on Facebook, and it just happens. People send their money in. Yeah. Pasta Express is also one that you can hook into, and then you put your information out on the Facebook rather, and you click on it. You do nothing except you pick out a day and so on. So if you get all registered with them, you pick out a day, and then X amount of the proceeds comes to you. You don't, and it can be throughout the whole United States. Like I could participate with you guys in New Mexico. I could click on it when I see it, and then it would be helping you with your fundraising. So, you guys have friends in Oklahoma and so on and so forth. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of Ambucks there. You get that out there, they're going to be finding that Panda Express and buying. You can take it to go. You can eat in, whatever.
Oh, Panda Express. Yes. Yeah. I thought you said Pasta Express.
I did too.
Panda Express. You didn't say pasta. It wasn't me.
You have pasta on the brain.
You did say Pasta Express.
No, Panda.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I just put that out there. I said, look up Pasta Express. I've never heard of it before. Thank you.
All right. Anybody, Gordon, Donna, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I would just say for Greater New Mexico and Wine Country, we have the Western Region Conference by Zoom this Saturday. It's probably only going to be about an hour and a half, but some of the things that we'll discuss is national news, which will include some updates on Amtrak's. Matt Trainer, who's in the room here, he's going to talk a little bit about the hub. Adam, who's on the top right of my screen, he works at ARC. He's going to talk a little social media and marketing, which is also some of the stuff that we talked about tonight. And you're certainly more than welcome to attend. You can find the registration if you want to attend it on Facebook under National AMBUCS, and it's on one of the AMBUCS resources pages.
And Gordon, Adam
And
also, Adam put it in the chat too. If they open up chat, they can click on there for the registration.
Oh, he did.
Good. And Gordon will be your fine host on Saturday. Yeah. All right. Anything else for the good? Thank you all for attending. This was a great chat, a lot of interaction. I think everybody gained a little something from it. And yes, thanks, Adam. Let's try to get together again next month. We'll have another topic for you. It'll be fun, and I'd love to see all your smiling faces. With that, I'll say goodbye.
Donna, I would add, my internet's bad. Hopefully you can hear me. If you guys have any ideas or subjects on chats, let Gordon and Donna know. I'll be coming off soon, but we're always trying to come up with new ideas, new subjects to talk about on these.
Yeah, so if there's something that maybe you really don't understand and we have kind of just breezed over it, hey, send us an email, send us a text, whatever, call us. Let us know. So, thank you, Donna. All right, well, we're going to head out. Go have the rest of a lovely evening. Enjoy your life, and we'll see you down the road. Take care. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Good night, all.
Bye.